So you've got this brilliant idea, or maybe a side hustle that's really starting to take off. Well, forming an LLC is literally the single most important step you can take to legitimize your business and, more importantly, protect your hard-earned personal savings. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to easily and confidently start your very own LLC right here in Alabama, step by step. Now ask yourself, are you ready to build an absolute impenetrable shield around your personal assets, all while saving a ton of money on taxes? Because starting an Alabama LLC is incredibly rewarding. And you know what the best part is? It's actually surprisingly easy, even if you are a total beginner. By the end of this explainer, you're going to have the exact roadmap to get it done. Okay, here's our game plan. We'll quickly run through why you should form an Alabama LLC, prep work for names and registered agents, filing your actual formation documents, taxes, EINs and licenses, annual compliance, and finally, some pro tips and next steps. Let's dive in. Section 1. Why form an Alabama LLC?
Think of your LLC as a completely separate legal person. It's almost like having a financial bodyguard. If you run, say, a bakery, and the business ever faces a nasty lawsuit or gets bogged down in debt, your personal home and your private savings, they are totally shielded. Plus, the business profits just simply pass right through to your personal tax return, which means you completely avoid that dreaded double taxation that C corporations get hit with. It's a huge win.
And here is something I absolutely love. $0. That is exactly what you are going to pay for state-level LLC income taxes in Alabama, simply because it's a pass-through entity. Oh, and unlike some other states that literally force you to pay massive newspaper publication fees just to announce your new business, Alabama requires absolutely zero publication fees. It is incredibly cost-effective to get started here.
Moving right along to Section 2, the prep phase, names and registered agents.
Now, Alabama is kind of unique here because you actually have to officially reserve a distinguishable name that contains LLC before you can officially form the business. So you'll first run a quick free online search to make sure your name's available, and then you pay $28 to lock it in. Just a quick heads up though, if you want to use regulated words like bank, insurance, or engineering, you're going to need special board pre-clearance. So honestly, just avoid those unless you already have the proper licensing. Next up, your business is legally required to appoint what's called a registered agent. Think of them as your official legal mailbox. They're the ones who accept service of process if, knock on wood, you're ever sued. Now, sure, you can act as your own agent to save a few bucks, but you absolutely must be physically present at an Alabama street address during all normal business hours. No P.O. boxes allowed. Honestly, using a commercial service is usually the way to go. It ensures you never miss a time-sensitive delivery if you step out for a meeting or go on vacation. All right, Section 3, filing your formation documents. When it finally comes time to file your certificate of formation with the Secretary of State, you basically have two options. Filing online is slightly more expensive. It runs about $208, but trust me, it saves you the massive headache of mailing paper copies around, and it speeds up your approval time to just 1 to 3 days. Once that's approved, boom, your LLC officially exists. Now, even though Alabama doesn't explicitly mandate that you have an operating agreement, please do not skip this step. If you skip it, the state's default rules completely take over your business. It is absolutely crucial to draft one of these. It's basically your internal playbook. You use it to dictate exactly how profits are split, how the business is actually managed, and what happens if there's ever a dispute between members. Which brings us to Section 4, taxes, EINs, and licenses. Time for the financial setup. Okay, I really have to emphasize this $0 figure again. Getting an employer identification number, or EIN, takes about 10 minutes directly on the IRS.gov website, and it is completely free. Please, whatever you do, never pay a third-party service to do this for you. Your EIN basically acts as a social security number for your business, and you are going to need it to open up a business bank account or hire any employees. Now, a crucial thing to understand is that Alabama's licensing is decentralized. So first, you need to register for state taxes via the My Alabama Taxes portal. People usually just call it MAT. Once you do that, you need to immediately secure your local business privilege license directly from your county probate judge. Oh, and keep an eye out for Form BPTIN. You actually have to file this within 2.5 months of formation if your tax tops $100. Section 5, Annual Compliance. Let's keep you in good standing. Guys, this is genuinely my favorite update to share. Thanks to some recent legislation that cut a ton of red tape, specifically the Alabama Act 2022-252, LLCs have been completely removed from the Secretary of State's annual reporting list as of late 2024. That means a major fee and a very stressful deadline just dropped right off your plate. So instead of a traditional annual report, you just need to follow this super simple timeline. You'll file your business privilege tax return in the spring. That's March 15th for multi-member LLCs and April 15th for single-member LLCs. Then you just need to make sure you renew that county business privilege license by October 1st every year. If you stick to those dates, your LLC is going to remain in perfect standing. And it gets better. Let's talk about a massive financial perk for smaller operations. If your calculated business privilege tax comes out to $100 or less, you are entirely exempt from paying it. For a lot of brand new businesses in Alabama, that just means keeping more of your own money right in your pocket. Finally, Section 6, final tips and next steps to sustain your LLC. If you want to maintain that legal separation we talked about earlier, you can never, ever mix your funds. If you buy a new laptop for the business, you use the business card, not your personal one. Keep them totally separate. Also, if you have co-founders or you plan on holding real estate, definitely consult an attorney to help structure that operating agreement. Getting it right from day one will save you so many headaches down the road. Now, as a quick reminder, while starting an LLC is highly achievable, and this step-by-step framework gives you the exact blueprint, this explainer is meant to be an informational guide. Laws change all the time, so we always advise consulting with a certified legal or tax professional to get personalized advice that's tailored strictly to your specific circumstances and your specific industry. Well, we really hope this step-by-step breakdown has completely demystified the process for you and empowered you to finally launch that dream business. You've got the knowledge, now it is time for action. So we'd love to know, what type of business will your new Alabama LLC protect? Please like, subscribe, and drop a comment below letting us know what amazing company you're starting today.